Thank you so much for joining us today. On behalf of Polariz, I would like to welcome you all and our guest speaker, Sakshi Kumar. Sakshi is an RCI certified speech language pathologist with immense experience in specializing in science backed and parent mediated interventions. Today, we're thrilled to present you this webinar. Sakshi will show us how we can make screen time count on this digital age and how we can transform passive screen time into powerful tools for connection for our lead talkers. So, thank you so much for joining. And for anyone who is in and out or will have to leave the webinar in the middle of it, we will post this on YouTube um, and then you can join there. So, please join me in giving a warm welcome to Sakshi Kumar. Over to you, Sakshi.
Thank you, Rose. As introduced, myself Sakshi Kumar. I'm a speech and language therapist. So, welcome to today's session, everyone. Let me just share you my slides. Yes. So today we are all gathered here to discuss about the digital age, making screen time count for your late talker. So yeah, we are here to discuss about the silent struggles our children are facing during this modern digital age. We are not suggesting a life without technology, but rather we are here to show you how you can make every minute of that screen time that your child is using for your child's development. We all want the best for our kids, right? But the world has changed now. Homes are a bit more quieter because screens have replaced the conversations. As you can see is in this image, the child is sitting with the tablet alone. The tablet doesn't ask a child why or how. He's just busy in scrolling. So the screens are great babysitters, but they are the silent teachers. They're not teaching anything to the child. They don't wait for the child to respond. Many of you must have noticed that it's harder to keep a child away from screen time now, as it was even before 5 years ago, right? Because it's a struggle and we all are facing these days. You're not alone. So, hereby today, our goal is to move from this silence the child is having in this image with the tablet to the conversation, to the second image where the child is playing with their parents, is interacting with the parents. So we need to move from this child silence to this child's conversation. Now, what is all the science behind this? Why it happens, and what does the brain has a role in it? So, discuss this. We have the research studies which have discussed the brain plasticity as why it is always said that sooner is always better than the later. Why it's said like this? That when you will act sooner, the results are better. As there's a common myth among everyone nowadays. Like you must have heard of wait and see. People usually say, let's wait and watch. He'll say around 4 years. His father has also said around 5 years. He'll also speak, don't worry. But no, this is not the science. The science has said different things. The research shows that between age 0 and 5, your child's brain is like a sponge, as shown in this above image. You, the age between 0 and 2 is a sponge brain. You can change, you can make the child learn the things the way you want. Because later, as you can see, above age 7, the sponge becomes hardened up. You it takes time to change. It takes time to make child learn things. So the age between 0 and 5 is also termed as the golden period, golden window. It's a golden period for the child's development. As and this we can uh, suggest, or we can give by various analogies with the various examples, like between 0 and 5. A child's brain is like a soft clay, we can say it, that we can shape it easily between 0 and 5. But if we wait until the child becomes 7 or 8, the clay starts to harden up and changes takes much longer. Another example supporting this is like shown in this image. The left seedling between age 0 and 2, there's a tiny plant which is given a support early, helping it grow perfectly straight. Comparing to the right seedling, a larger plant is now struggling, visibly bent and drooping against the wind. So now you guys just think about learning a new language as an adult versus a child. Who learns faster? Okay? If in this age you try to go and learn a language, it'd be more easier than you have learned various languages to bilingual languages when you were child. Exactly, when you were child. So it's just about taking advantage of this natural period of the development, natural window, before it gets hard enough. So now, if anyone come across to you and say that don't worry, they will talk eventually. Things takes time. Some children speak later, but no. Today we are learning. We are moving to past eventually to proactive action. You need to take action immediately. If you observe it, my child is not speaking, my child is not showing anything, so act proactively. You need to take an action immediately between the age of 0 and 5. Now I want you to see this image. Don't get scared seeing it, but this is to make you feel confident and to empower you that your child is speaking age appropriately or not. If your child is 2 years and is not putting two words together, mostly uses gestures or cries to get what they want instead of using words, that's the sign. That's their way of saying that, Mama, I need help. I am stuck. I want to talk, but I don't have words to talk. So they are just throwing tantrums, they're crying, they're showing frustrations. They don't have the bridge yet to connect with you. So just think, just blink your eyes and think of one time this week where your child wanted something but couldn't tell you and it ended up in tantrums or cries. Does that happen often? You can just tell me or type yes in the chat box if you agree with me. Don't worry, don't panic. That's exactly why we are here today, to solve this frustration of your child's. If your child is stuck, you need to work on them immediately. So now coming up to the process, like how we work on them. What is the process? What actually happens? Or in the therapy room, there many parents have, you must have some queries like what happens in the therapy room, what goes around, what my child will go through if I take them to the therapy, what is it all about? But it's nothing, it's just simple a play therapy. As in my sessions, I don't just sit with a ruler or one type of books and tell a child to read or to say or do it. No, it's simply toys. You sit on a floor and we follow your child's lead. If they like cars, we race cars. If they like bubbles, we blow bubbles. So we are giving language to your delayed talker child through play. Like if we are racing a car, so we are naming the colors as red car or blue car, or the movement, the spinning of wheels, the car is spinning, it's going round and round. So we are giving language to your child through play. It's not so like a rigid thing to do it. We are just playing with your child. Some parents might also have a issue like how do you do therapy over a session, over a tele session, over a screen? Like while we are having a physical session, we are playing on a floor and we are doing the play things. What you do, you have a question like what the therapist do when you are taking a session via screen or tele session. There also it's simple. We play there as well, but with you parents being a co-partner. Like if I'm online with you, I might ask you to grab their favorite toy or their favorite car. I'll show you how to hold that car or the toy near your face. So they have to look at your mouth to ask for it. So there you become, the parent becomes the hero at home. And the therapist, I just become your coach. Like I'm teaching you how to do the things, how to play with your child at home to develop their language. So let me give you a scenario that if you give your delayed talker child or late talker child or autistic child a bottle of bubbles, but they don't open it. You are just giving the bottle of bubbles, you don't open it. What do they do next? What what will they do next to you? And you will have to wait for the response, for their reaction. Don't just immediately open it. No. You're giving the bottle and just wait for the response to see what they do the next. If your late talker child or artist child is non-verbal, he just only had sounds, no words, nothing. Is so either they will scream, they'll shout, they'll cry, or they'll say ah sound and or come to you, drag you, take your hand at the cap and ask you to open or do the actions to open it. So there comes your role as a co-parent or co-hero. Like you have to simply just say, open it, and then open it and give it to the child. Or just say, Mama, open it. Don't have to ask questions like what, why are you crying, what do you want? Nothing. You're just giving the language. You want the child to learn the concept. Like you want, you'll say, then I'll do it. Say, open it, and I'll open it. So it's simply just say, Mama, open it, and open the cap and give the bottle to the child. So here you created the need to communicate for the child. Instead of giving the bottle cap, open it, you had just created the need. He had to come to you, ask for the help, and then he will get the bubbles. And if your child is somewhat verbal, like he had few words, he's not able to make the sentences or phrases, he has single two words. In that case, what you will do as a co-hero or as a partner, co-partner for the therapist, what you will say. There also, if a child comes to you and say, Mama, or he'll just say open, or he'll just say help, or just simply come and say, Mama, then you need to add words to them. Give words like, Mama, open it. Mama, open the bottle. Or he say open the bottle. So you are giving words. The child knows the word mama. But what next? So you are giving it, Mama, open it. If the child comes and say, open, so what open? Open the bottle. So you're giving the language. Instead of asking questions, repeatedly questions, no, you're just telling them what they want to say. You're just giving them the answers. You're just giving them the language. So that's how you create a communication opportunities at home with the guidance of the therapist. So this is the whole lot process. of the speech therapy that goes around with you being as the co-partner and without feeling like a pressure. It's a simple playway therapies, modifications in your lifestyles. So, how we can just shift your screen time, count your child's screen time to a meaningful thing. So, that's our role, the Polaris role. It's an AI platform, and AI is like an assistant to us. It is there to aid us, it is there to aid you as a parent, how you work at home. So, Polaris is here to bridge the gap between child's communications. We don't just work with the child, we work with you. Our goal is to turn the frustration your child has into the joy of a first sentence or a first phrase. So we offer online sessions with experienced therapists. We have experienced therapists and have a number of lesson plans for different categories and activities, play activities that fit into your busy household schedules and with your child's age, child's cognitive level, and which are easy to follow. Let me just show you how it works on the Polaris. This is the Polaris platform. Here you can check on the AI lessons. We have different AI lessons for your child's levels. And you can select on what part you need to work on: pre-language, starter words, core vocabulary, clarity, sentence development, conversation, various objectives we have. So let's start with the core vocabulary. For example, I'm taking the core vocabulary and I want a child to learn the labeling thing, name objects and pictures. So let's do with the animal things. Okay. So they are like tap in here. The child hears the sounds and tap to it and find and tap. Child is finding the animal and then tapping on it. So there are two options. So we are taking tap in here first.
Great to see you, Saleha. Laura here, your AI speech therapist. A cow. Moo moo. Tap the cow.
See, the child learns the sounds, animal sounds, the picture recognition, the identification of an animal with the sound. Cow says moo moo, and then you
Cow. Awesome. You got it. Goat. Ba ba. Click the goat.
say. After you click the cow, there's an AI response, the positive feedback, like awesome, you did the right thing. So that's how the child is learning the things, learning the concept. Child now reacts to it. See, the positive response makes child learn better. If the response is positive, the child will immediately would like to take the next lesson, would love to take the next lesson and learn the things better. So that's how you can also just explore the Polaris platform and take the first step with us. These are the references. Thank you for your listening. Feel free to ask any questions.
Hi, Sakshi. Thank you so much. It was amazing. I'm sure a lot of
Thank you.
parents will get great insights from this. I think we do have a question from here, Jessie Smith. She says, hi, how can I control tantrums my child gives after taking his screen away? Any apps you suggest?
Yes. See, like you can't take the screen time immediately off. Like if your child is having screen time in a day for like 10 hours, so you need to reduce it to like half an hour first. So for a day, if he is having 10 hours of screen time, so for the next day, you reduce it to 9.5 hours or more lesser gaps you give it. Then after 2 days, you are reducing to 9 hours. You are adding instead of that, the minus of that 0.5 hours or the 1 hour, you do activities with your child. You personally sing songs. You personally make faces or get masks, animal masks, and you're having the activities at home with the child during that 0.5 hour, the gap you gave for the screen time, so that the child learns the thing that, okay, if I'm not getting the tablet or the screen, I'm also having some interesting activity at home rather than just sitting idle or just putting the blocks and everything. No, my parents are or caregivers are giving me interesting activities during that time, so the child learns to escape away the screen time. Plus, to make it meaningful, you can also have it on the Polaris. We have various number of activities with interactive pictures, like I just show you of the cow. If the child takes the screen time with Polaris, there also he will see the pictures and but the response he gets with the AI, the sounds, the animal sounds. So screen time without wasting, we are counting them to the meaningful development. So if that zero point 0.5 gap, you can have the physical activity or the AI platform activities with us, and then reduce the gaps with the wastage of the screen time. You can just bridge it like that. I hope you got my point. I was like able to answer you.
Of course, yes, absolutely. I feel like not just Jesse, but a lot of parents will struggle with that. So I think that would be helpful for a lot of parents. I think that's all the questions we got this time. And thank you
Oh,
so much, Saxi, again. This was amazing. And you've always been great team uh, of Polariz. And we are super excited. We're super excited to do this webinar and hope to do more. Um, and I think that's it. Thank you.
sure. Thank you. It was great having you all. Thank you.
Yeah.